The very ground trembled beneath their feet, a symphony of steel and desperate cries. History poised, holding its breath. A tide turned, swift and merciless, sweeping away empires like dust before the desert wind. A world fractured. Yet, from the heart of the desert, a new sun rose. Unyielding spirit, a force history had yet to truly know. Silence descends, but the echoes linger. How could such a young, fervent power achieve this impossible, monumental feat? Look closely at these maps. Two titans, ancient powers, shaped the known world for centuries. Then, this. How could a desert-born force, relatively new to the stage, challenge and decisively defeat such established might? It seemed an impossible dream, a whisper against thunder. Two global empires, vast and powerful, facing a new dawn. But history, my friend, often turns on moments we least expect. Transformations brewing beneath the surface. In 636 AD, on these very plains, a battle unfolded that would forever etch its name into time. This was Yarmouk, the pivotal clash. A single battle, yet its ripples would stretch across centuries, defining eras. For the Byzantine Empire, it was more than a defeat. It was a shattering blow, a loss of a world. But for the nascent Islamic Caliphate, it opened vast horizons, a new chapter in an unfolding, epic story. This wasn't merely a regional skirmish. Yarmouk would fundamentally reshape global history in ways still felt today. To challenge such established power, with such a young force, it demanded an audacity almost unthinkable. But audacity alone isn't enough. It was coupled with a strategic brilliance, sharp as any desert blade. We'll speak of courage, yes, the quiet, desperate courage of men facing overwhelming odds, day after day, and of desperation too. For both sides fought with everything they had, knowing the cost of failure. Above all, we'll delve into the military genius that turned the tide, defying conventional wisdom. This is an epic narrative, woven from threads of human spirit, ambition, and the relentless march of time. It's about an unseen force, a spirit that forged an empire, transforming the heart of the world. Join us now as we journey back to 636 AD, to the plains where empires collided. Let us uncover the profound story of Yarmouk, the battle that forever changed everything. Imagine the grand curtain rising on a world teetering, vast empires caught in a slow, weary dance. For centuries, two giants, Byzantium and Persia, eyed each other across a blood-soaked frontier, a timeless dance. Their debilitating wars were not swift storms, but grinding winters, sapping the very life from both. Each generation inherited burden, memories of battles fought, leaving deep, unhealing scars upon their souls. Even their triumphs came at unimaginable cost, like a tree shedding leaves to bear a single fruit. The emperor's coffers, once full of gold, now echoed emptiness, a silent testament to the ravages of war. Heavy taxes weighed like an invisible yoke. Every meager harvest, every coin, was cruelly claimed. Distant provinces bore the heaviest load, their resources and youth drained for endless, distant campaigns. Roads once bustled, aqueducts flowed, but now silence reigned. The empire's sinews began to fray. So many sons, so many fathers, never returned from frontiers. Homes grieved silently, perpetually, forever altered. Legions, once mighty and endless, struggled to fill ranks. The constant attrition was simply merciless. Morale, a fragile thing, dwindled. What were they fighting for? This relentless, endless, weary struggle. Young boys, barely men, thrust into war's crucible, their innocence lost before it ever truly blossomed. Garrisons stretched thin, like an old threadbare tunic. They could no longer protect the vast, exposed borders. Fortifications showed disrepair, siege engines left to rot. No new preparations for battles yet to come. Beyond the battlefield, unseen cracks appeared within society, whispering tales of discord, deep and unsettling. The sacred halls echoed bitter arguments. Theological debates became political chasms, tearing the populace apart with faith. In distant provinces like Egypt and Syria, loyalty to Constantinople waned, fueled by religious differences. Even within power's gilded walls, factions vied for influence, weakening the emperor's hand at every turn. The once unified spirit of Rome now felt fractured, a delicate vase threatening to shatter into pieces. From barren deserts to fertile valleys, the empire stretched impossibly far, a burden in its grandeur. Each border, with its unique challenges, demanded constant vigilance, draining vital resources in every direction. To defend such a vast expanse was like holding sand, an impossible, wearying, endless task. Enemies lurked at every distant frontier. Avars, Slavs, Persians, a constant, nagging gnawing at borders. An unsettling vulnerability settled upon the empire, a silent, pervasive fear felt in every waking moment. Into this weary, fractured world stepped Heraclius, destined for a throne already shaking beneath his feet. He inherited not just a crown, but profound crisis. His early reign was a desperate fight. The immense weight of a collapsing world rested squarely upon his shoulders. Could one man bear such a burden? Remarkably, he rallied the empire, delivering a staggering blow to Persians, a victory born of sheer will. But triumph was fleeting. The empire, though saved, was utterly spent, a raw, exposed, waiting wound. Far from the empire's old ways, a quiet whisper began on the sun-baked sands. The world, once fixed in its ancient patterns, now braced for an unexpected, profound change. From these forgotten lands, a new power emerged, swift and determined, like a desert wind. At its heart stood Umar, a leader of profound wisdom, shaping destiny with quiet resolve. He saw beyond the tribal rivalries, envisioning a united path, a shared purpose for all. And beside him, Khalid, the sword of God, a general whose name echoed fearlessly across lands. His strategies were bold, his movements swift, defying expectations and changing the rules of war. Islam's message wove through their hearts, stitching together diverse tribes into one family. It was a spiritual awakening, a strength from within that transcended all earthly divisions. And from this deep unity arose armies, not just warriors, but believers, resolute and true. Their discipline was born of faith, a quiet dedication that few, if any, could match. The first steps were tentative, then resolute, pushing outward from the desert's embrace. Each village, each town, brought a new spirit, a growing momentum impossible to halt. Their vision extended far beyond immediate gains, toward lands long held by other powers. The ancient Byzantine lands, rich and storied, beckoned, a vast challenge awaiting them. The Levant, a crossroads of empires, now felt the stirring of a new contender's presence. The desert itself was an enemy, a silent, vast ocean of sand, testing their limits. Supplies were precious, every drop of water, every morsel, a testament to their perseverance. They marched for days, weeks, under sun and stars, driven by an unyielding spirit. But beneath the hardship burned an inner fire, a zeal that refused to be extinguished. They believed in their cause, in a future shaped by their hands, guided by their faith. These early forces were a tapestry of peoples, bound by a purpose stronger than blood. Their lives were simple, stripped bare of excess, focusing only on the journey ahead. Like a river finding its path, their expansion gained an unstoppable, quiet momentum. The stage was set, not for a mere skirmish, but for a clash of monumental proportions. The established empires, vast and complacent, scarcely noticed this distant, growing tide. They saw a fleeting desert raid, failing to grasp the profound change now upon them. A new chapter in history was being written, page by page, under a rising sun. From the quiet heart of the desert, a world-altering power had truly awakened. The collision, long brewing, now became an undeniable truth, whispered on the wind. The ancient empire stirred, a sleeping giant awakening from its slumber, sensing danger on its very borders. From Constantinople, a call went out, echoing across every valley and city, summoning loyal subjects. Farmers left their fields, craftsmen their tools, answering the summons from a distant, powerful emperor. A tapestry of peoples, drawn from the empire's furthest reaches, began their long, arduous journey south. Each footfall carried the weight of history, as legions moved with a purpose born of desperate hope. This was not merely an army. It was a nation in arms, a desperate gamble for the empire's future. They marched under the banner of the cross, towards a confrontation that would forever alter their world. Never before had such a diverse and numerous force been assembled. Its sheer size was meant to intimidate. At its head stood Theodorus, entrusted with the empire's very fate. carrying the emperor's heavy burden. Beside him, Vahan, a seasoned warrior, understood the gravity of the looming battle all too well. Their task was immense: to move, feed, and organize hundreds of thousands across a vast, unforgiving land. Every loaf of bread, every flask of water, represented a logistical miracle for such a colossal force. The journey itself was a war of attrition, testing the spirit and endurance of every single man. These nightly rests were brief respites, filled with murmured prayers and the quiet anxieties of men. Each dawn brought them closer, a slow, unstoppable tide flowing towards a fateful, unknown destination. The eagles of Rome, though weary, still flew high, symbols of an empire that refused to yield. From afar, observant eyes tracked the colossal movement, sensing the gathering storm on the horizon. Small sparks of conflict erupted, testing the edges of the advancing force. Feeling out its true strength, intelligence flowed back to Khalid, each report painting a starker picture of the overwhelming odds. The sword of God, ever vigilant, strategized, knowing retreat could be as vital as brave advance. They pulled back, luring the Byzantines deeper, conserving their precious strength for the decisive moment. The Byzantines pressed on, their spirits rising with each empty camp, assured of their impending triumph. The land itself watched, silent and indifferent, awaiting the clash that would scar its ancient face. The game of cat and mouse neared its end. The stage was almost set for the final bloody act. Finally, the armies converged on Yarmouk, a wide, open expanse, destined to become hallowed ground. Two titans faced each other across the plain, each representing a world on the brink of change. The very earth beneath them vibrated, sensing the magnitude of the coming storm, the sheer force. Camps blossomed across the landscape, vast cities of canvas and courage, settling into uneasy rest. The night air was thick with anticipation, the quiet hum of two immense forces awaiting their destiny. Even amidst their numbers, a flicker of doubt, a touch of fear, lingered in some hearts. On the other side, leaders conferred, their strategies honed, their resolve hardened by faith. As dawn broke, the scale became terrifyingly clear. A monumental confrontation now stood unavoidable. The Byzantine host stretched almost infinitely, its sheer numerical superiority an intimidating, fearsome sight. Across the plain, the Muslim army, though vastly outnumbered, stood firm, a wall of unwavering belief. The psychological pressure was immense. Every soldier felt the weight of their impossible mission keenly. Yet, in Khalid's leadership and in their faith, they found a strength that transcended mere numbers. The Byzantines, bolstered by their overwhelming strength, likely saw a swift, decisive, and inevitable triumph. Two opposing forces, two destinies intertwined, awaited the command that would unleash chaos. The Yarmouk River, a silent witness, carved through the landscape, offering both refuge and peril. This was a chosen ground, a natural fortress, or a death trap, depending on who controlled it. Khalid, with his keen eye, had picked this spot meticulously, understanding every strategic undulation. For the Byzantines, its vastness might have seemed advantageous, an open invitation to crush their foe. The stage was now perfectly set for one of history's most pivotal and truly unforgettable battles. The fate of empires, of peoples, hung precariously in the balance, awaiting the first terrible blow. The sun grudgingly rose, revealing a sight that could steal one's breath. A sea of steel, ready. With measured steps, their formations moved, a slow, unstoppable tide. Order, forged in countless battles. Across the valley, a quiet vigil. A smaller force, yet their spirit burned with an unyielding fire. The first tremor, then the roar. They advanced, a relentless wave breaking upon the dawn. Steel met steel, a symphony of discord. Arrows darkened the sky, whispers of a coming storm. Their numbers pressed, an overwhelming force. It felt like standing against a mountain, slowly shifting. Yet, they held. A thin line, a bulwark of faith and courage against the crushing tide. A focused thrust, a hammer blow. The Byzantines sought a weakness, relentlessly probing for an opening. Hours passed, blurring into a grueling eternity. Exhaustion began to settle. A heavy cloak, as shadows lengthened, the first great assault receded. The field bore witness to terrible sacrifices. Night brought a fragile peace, yet no true rest. Wounds were dressed, spirits renewed through quiet prayer. With the cruel dawn, the battle's grim dance resumed. Their resolve, if anything, seemed hardened. Their defense, a disciplined war. Every man knew his place, every shield a bastion of defiance. Amidst the chaos, an opening. A moment's hesitation, a chance to sting the giant. Swift and elusive, their skirmishers danced. 1,000 small cuts could bleed even a titan. Arrows rained down, a deadly shower. Each one a prayer, a desperate hope against overwhelming odds. The center held, a vortex of struggle. Here, every inch was fought, every life a profound sacrifice. From above, a watchful eye. He weighed each movement, each risk, a heavy burden to bear. The pressure mounted, relentless, unforgiving. The ground beneath their feet slowly, painfully, receded. Yet they stood. A resilience born not just of training, but of something deeper, truly spiritual. On the flanks, a silent gathering. Their cavalry, the swift hand, awaited its chosen moment to strike. Like a sudden gust, they charged. A fleeting moment of disruption, a desperate hope ignited. They struck, then melted away. Hit and run, a dance of danger, frustrating their heavier foes. Disorder on the flanks. The great machine, momentarily disrupted, lost some of its terrible cohesion. The whisper of hooves, a constant worry. Fear, like a creeping chill, began to gnaw at their discipline. In the face of despair, a beacon. One man's courage, a spark rekindling the fading flame. Amidst the terror, a gentle hand, protecting one another. A silent vow in the heart of chaos. Surrounded, yet unyielding. A desperate stand, proving the enduring strength of a united spirit. Leaders fought beside them, not above. Their shared struggle, a bond forged in the crucible of war. A fleeting breath, a stolen moment. The warrior's gaze, forever fixed on the looming, terrifying horizon. When the tide turned too strong, a graceful retreat. Not defeat, but a tactical dance of survival. Falling back, yet never breaking. Their lines reformed, a testament to unwavering training and spirit. The enemy pressed, emboldened. But a ghost of caution lingered, a whisper of unseen dangers. A deliberate withdrawal, a calculated risk. Perhaps a trap for the too eager hunter. Even in retreat, they found their bite. Small victories, like embers in the gathering gloom. Up close, the battle was a nightmare. A primal struggle for life, where mercy held no quarter. A desperate push, a momentary surge. The tide turned, if only for a fleeting, precious breath. Then, the pull. The Byzantines roared, their massive weight slowly grinding forward again. Each clash, a final reckoning. Faces contorted in grim resolve, lives hanging on a blade's edge. Hours of unrelenting, brutal war. Neither side yielded, both driven by an absolute, unyielding resolve. War cries pierced the din, a symphony of fear and fury. A psychological battle, as real as steel. Banners still flew, symbols of defiance. They whispered stories of glory or of ultimate sacrifice. 3 days of horror. Exhaustion hung heavy, but the ultimate outcome remained agonizingly unclear. The air was thick with unspoken questions. What tomorrow would bring, none could truly foretell. Another sun began its weary climb, illuminating the silent, tension-filled arena. Hearts braced for the coming tempest. Khalid, ever watchful, saw an opportunity, not just a fight, but a profound transformation awaiting. The Byzantines, formidable still, hoped this day would break Muslim spirit. They misjudged the true resolve. His mind, a crucible of strategy, had forged a new path. A decisive blow was now within reach. This wasn't just flanking, it was something deeper, a true embrace of their weaknesses, a dance of devastation. He laid out his design. True flanking, an anvil of infantry, a hammer of swift, relentless horsemen. These weren't just riders, they were an extension of Khalid's will, honed instruments of overwhelming speed. Their silent movement was a whispered promise of chaos, a prelude to the storm about to break. A small flicker of apprehension on the horizon. The Byzantines felt something stir, a growing dread. The first blow landed, a shockwave through the Byzantine lines. Their left wing recoiled, surprised by such ferocity. Confusion rippled. This was no ordinary skirmish. It was a deliberate, brutal assault, designed to break them. The left flank, once secure, began to fray at the edges. A dangerous unraveling had truly begun. Khalid's men, like water, found every crack. The Byzantine formation stretched thin, a fragile membrane. Each attempt to reinforce met another swift, brutal assault. The Byzantines struggled, always on the back foot. Their famed discipline started to crack, individual bravery not enough against a genius's grand design. While the flanks reeled, the center held fast, a cruel anvil trapping the Byzantines, allowing no respite. Like a phantom, the cavalry vanished, then reappeared, striking where least expected, deepening the chaos. The weariness settled in. Not just physical, but a profound spiritual exhaustion. Their will began to bend. The true flanking worked. Left and right, the Byzantines were becoming isolated, detached, left to their fate. Every avenue of retreat was sealed. Every hopeful glance met with a Muslim sword. The trap was sprung. Their world shrunk to a terrifying circle of enemies. Panic, a silent contagion, began to spread. Discipline fractured, then shattered. The Grand Army became a frightened, desperate mob, seeking any escape. The visual symbols of their strength, their empire, now lay broken. Symbols of their failing spirit. No pause, no mercy. Khalid's design ensured a constant, unbearable pressure, a slow, inevitable demise. Day's end brought a grim tableau. The battlefield, a silent witness to immense suffering, rested uneasily. Weary but resolute, the Muslim camp found solace in prayer, in shared victory, in unwavering faith. Across the field, a different kind of silence, despair, a chilling companion, settled heavily upon their souls. Another dawn, but this one brought no hope. Just the stark, brutal reality of their unraveling fate. Their numbers dwindled, their resolve shattered. The Byzantines faced another day, devoid of any genuine hope. Across the valley, a different energy. The Muslims, seeing the enemy's plight, prepared for their final, decisive act. Unseen by many, the landscape itself conspired. The Wadi, a silent, deadly accomplice, awaited them. Khalid knew his enemy's only retreat, their fatal path. He had seen this coming, orchestrated their doom. They thought of escape, a desperate dash for safety. But escape was merely a passage to an even darker end. The cavalry, like wolves, nipped at their heels. Every step back hastened their chaotic, terrifying descent. Order gave way to raw fear. The retreat became a desperate stampede, each man for himself. The battlefield's symphony of chaos reached its crescendo. A roar of fear, a final, desperate plea. The final day brought a terrifying spectacle. An entire army, shattered, fleeing headlong into oblivion. Arrows rained down like lethal hail, the cavalry relentless. No quarter was given, no mercy found. The land itself became an enemy, funneling them towards an unseen, unforgiving precipice. Their fate was sealed. Then, the chasm appeared. The Wadi Ar-Rukad, a silent, ravenous monster, opened wide. Eyes widened in terror, facing the abyss. Push, shove, then nothingness. A dreadful, final revelation. The torrent of bodies cascaded downwards. Horses, chariots, men, all swallowed by the earth. Silence finally settled, heavy and profound. Muslim banners, now victorious, fluttered gently in the wind. Khalid's triumph was complete, but the cost, immense. A new age had dawned, born from the Yarmouk's depths. When the dust settled, a chilling quiet descended. The world held its breath, forever changed. For Byzantium, the cost was immeasurable. A profound loss, a heavy burden, a fate sealed. Beloved Syria, a jewel of the empire, now slipped from their grasp, becoming a distant memory. And with it, the sacred lands of Palestine, a spiritual heart, now beating to a different rhythm. Strategically, it was a crippling blow. Key crossroads, vital arteries, now irrevocably lost to them. Economically, the devastation ran deep. Riches, trade routes, the very lifeblood of their prosperity, vanished. Their military prestige, once unshakable, lay shattered. A mighty shield, now fractured beyond repair. Whispers of despair echoed across the empire. A gnawing fear, a sense of impending doom, settling in. Emperor Heraclius, a man burdened by grief, turned his back on what was lost. a sorrowful departure. Yarmouk wasn't merely a battle, it was a key, unlocking floodgates for further expansion. For the nascent caliphate, new horizons beckoned, a vast world awaiting their arrival, ready for change. The very balance of power in the Middle East shifted irrevocably. A new era had decisively begun. For Byzantium, despair settled like a heavy shroud, a crushing weight stifling every hope and dream. Silent grief, a quiet lament, swept through the land. Tears for a glorious, yet now diminished, empire. The psychological wound ran deeper than any sword. A blow to the soul, not just the body. Meanwhile, the caliphate's confidence soared. A radiant light in their eyes, a firm resolve. Their morale, bolstered by divine favor, reached new heights. Their faith was their guiding star. A new era dawned. Undeniably, the world watched, sensing the profound shift taking place. Yarmouk, a turning point, planted the seed of immense change. A single moment, reshaping destiny. The world was profoundly reshaped, a new chapter written in the dust of that fateful day. The true cost of empire, the agony of losing so much, became painfully clear. We remember Yarmouk, a battle etched forever in the annals of human endeavor and change. And so, we pause, reflecting on history's profound, often gentle, yet relentless turns. The dust of Yarmouk settled, but its echoes resonated through time, shaping destinies far beyond the battlefield. A single day's clash carved new borders, beginning a chapter where old empires crumbled and new ones rose. This victory wasn't just about land, it was the quiet genesis of a monumental, transformative era. From the quiet aftermath, stability blossomed, nurturing the seeds of an unparalleled intellectual flourishing. Across the burgeoning empire, knowledge was cherished. Libraries became beacons, illuminating the path forward. From astronomy to medicine, scientific advancements soared, pushing humanity's understanding of the universe. Art and architecture reached new heights, crafting breathtaking wonders that spoke to profound human spirit. The world turned its gaze eastward. A new intellectual hub had quietly emerged from the desert sands. As the empire expanded, so did culture, weaving its threads across vast, conquered lands. The Arabic language, once confined, became a vital tongue, a powerful unifying force for millions. This shared language facilitated immense scholarly exchange, bridging knowledge across distant civilizations. Different peoples, different stories, all slowly began to intertwine, forming a shared cultural fabric. Over generations, a new, distinct identity emerged, shaped by this profound, lasting cultural embrace. Yarmouk opened the floodgates. Rapid expansion followed, forging an empire of unprecedented scale. Beyond conquest, new systems of governance and administration were meticulously put into place. Trade routes flourished, connecting distant lands and making this new empire an economic powerhouse. From the sands, a global power rose, influencing human civilization for centuries to come. Religious landscapes shifted, slowly and profoundly, as new beliefs took root in ancient lands. Social structures evolved, crafting a new tapestry of communities, rich with shared values. The very identity of the Middle East was forever reshaped, its soul imbued with Yarmouk's legacy. Like Marathon or Stalingrad, Yarmouk stands among those rare battles that utterly altered the world. Its ripple effects profoundly solidified Yarmouk's place, not just in regional, but global history. The battlefield is silent now, but its profound story continues to whisper, shaping our world still. Yarmouk, a name etched into the very soul of history, forever reshaped the world. Its monumental impact echoes still. The dust settled on plains of Yarmouk, but a new dawn broke across the east, charting a course entirely unforeseen. From the chaos emerged lessons in strategy, a testament to brilliant minds orchestrating victory against formidable odds. And in leadership, we see the profound impact of conviction, of spirits guiding countless souls through their darkest hours. For history, my friend, is a river. Its currents are often unpredictable, altering destinies with a single, fateful turn. A single day, a single field of battle, can alter the trajectory of nations, forever rewriting the human story. The very fabric of the geopolitical landscape was forever rewoven on those ancient plains. The world was changed. We remember the unwavering bravery, the human spirit's enduring strength, found amidst the clashing steel and cries. and the quiet, solemn sacrifice of countless souls who gave their last breath upon the hallowed Yarmouk plains. If these echoes of history stir your heart, subscribe to our channel for more journeys into the past. We delve deep into epic analyses, uncovering profound truths from the annals of humanity's grandest stories. A simple like helps share these profound tales, ensuring more hearts can connect with history's wisdom. Share your thoughts below. What resonated most with you from this powerful story of Yarmouk? Join our community, dedicated to exploring, understanding, and truly feeling history's greatest, most profound narratives.